第四題 A，In the past, animals with desirable traits were selected to breed for several generations, and the offspring produced would be domesticated。呢一個咁嘅 technique 咧就叫做 selective breeding 因為我哋可以揀想要嗰啲 traits 嚟到去到飼養，希望下一代咧都有嗰啲 traits 出嚟。咁而家咧就唔用呢個方法，或者係更加好嘅方法咧，就係用 animal cloning，又或者係用啲 transgenic technology，就係話將一個 gene 你想要有嗰個 protein 嗰個 gene 咧，就放落去一個你個 genome 裏邊，令到你個 genome 裏邊都有嗰個 gene 咁樣嘅。Yet, with reference to the principle involved in selective breeding and animal cloning, explain why animal cloning is a better method to preserve 呢個 desirable trait of an animal rather than 呢個 selective breeding 嘅。咁先講 selective breeding 有啲乜嘢問題啦，再講呢個 animal cloning 有啲咩好處，就5分。咁 selective breeding 有啲咩問題呢？就再加 cloning 有啲咩好處呢？就最後呢，就得出呢個 animal cloning is a better method。咁所以呢啲 points 要清晰啲先講 animal selective breeding 有啲乜嘢問題出現。Selective breeding involve sexual reproduction。咁呢個 sexual reproduction 咧會 produce offspring with genetic variation。咁嘅時候咧，縱然我哋係用即係會抽嗰啲 desirable traits 嗰啲 individual 嚟到進行 sexual reproduction，但係因為 sexual reproduction 會有 variation，所以咧嗰啲 desirable traits 有機會係 mask 咗，或者係冇 appear 到出嚟嘅。又或者有啲新嘅 undesirable traits 會出現，呢個就係個問題地方。咁跟住咧animal cloning 點解好啊？咁因為 animal cloning 咧就係個 principle 咧就係就 develop from mitosis of cell from desired donor。就係話你想要嗰個individual因為佢有能力做啲奶有多啲營養嘅咁樣，你就 exactly clone 嗰隻嘅，譬如話羊或者牛出嚟。咁就係咁樣講The organism produced from cloning are developed from mitosis of the cells of desired donors。of the cells of desired donors。仲要係進行 mitosis。咁嘅時候呢，而下一代呢係 genetically identical to the donor 嘅，咁就會肯定可以 preserve 到你所要嘅 desirable traits， 就係有咁嘅意思呢5分係咁樣攞。咁跟住呢 both selective breeding and transgenic technology affect the gene pool。跟住要transgenic technology is more controversial than selective breeding， 因為呢度有兩個情況一個情況呢就係呢兩個方法呢都會 affect gene pool。咁第一題當然就問 selective breeding 點樣 affect gene pool 啦。好啦，我哋先答咗 selective breeding 點樣 affect 個 gene pool 先。Selective breeding 呢就我哋係將嗰啲 desirable traits 揀咗出嚟嘅，跟住呢嗰啲冇 desirable trait 嗰啲 individual 呢就整走咗去。我哋話 not perpetuated， 即係 not leave to have reproduction 咁嘅意思。呢個係一個selective breeding 嘅 definition。咁嘅情況，呢個 definition 呢個咁嘅 selective breeding 呢，就會導致呢個 undesirable traits 嘅 gene 呢， 就慢慢會係離開個 gene pool 啦，而最後係唔見咗嘅。咁又或者嗰個 desirable traits 嘅 gene 個 frequency 咧會增加。咁嘅時候，呢就係咁樣 affect 到個 gene pool，因為個 gene pool 裏邊係講緊嗰啲 gene 嘅composition 啦，個 frequency 啊存在嘅存唔存在啊，就係有咩改變到，就係 affect 到個 gene pool 啦。咁首先咧要講嗰個 selective breeding 嘅定義，跟住呢個定義底下係點樣影響嗰度嘅 gene pool， 2分。第二 ，production of transgenic organism is more controversial due to its effect on the gene pool of a species. Explain why. Effect on the gene pool. 要 explain why 呢個 is more controversial。好啦，咁要解釋啦。咁點解會 more controversial 啊？佢對個 gene pool 有啲咩嘢特殊嘅 effect 啊？咁樣。The desired gene may be taken from another species。咁as a result, new gene will be added to the gene pool。呢個係事實。咁而呢個 gene 咧，可能會令到嗰個 species 咧有一個特殊嘅優勢 ，may produce superior species。跟住咧就 and pose threats to other species。咁呢個情況底下咧，就係最明顯不過嘅controversial 嘅 effect。好啦，4B DNA fingerprinting is used in the screening of a genetic disease called sickle cell anemia。sickle cell anemia 係咩嚟呢？咁就呢度講埋俾你聽嘅。The disease is a result of a gene mutation which leads to production of defective hemoglobin， 即係裝唔到氧氣或者裝得冇咁好。To prepare the DNA fingerprints, copies of DNA fragment containing the gene associated with the sickle cell anemia are first produced by PCR。我哋攞啲 primer bracket 住嗰個 gene， 跟住 run 不斷咁樣 run， 就可以將嗰個 gene clone 出嚟啦。咁即係話可以做到大量嘅 copies of DNA fragment containing the gene。咁The fragments are then treated with a restriction enzyme which cut DNA at the middle of CCTNAGG， 即係呢個位度 cut 嘅，咁樣 cut。Where N can be any nucleotide， 咁樣 cut 又好，或者就咁剁開都好。一般嚟講，如果呢隻 restriction enzyme 咧，就唔係 cut sticky end 嘅，就係 cut blunt end， 因為只係做 DNA， 只係做呢個gel electrophoresis 啫嘛，唔係愛嚟做一個recombinant 嘅 DNA。好啦 ，restriction enzyme which cut at the DNA at the middle of CCTNAGG 一個 blunt end 嘅 cut can be an N can be any nucleotide。The diagram below shows some nucleotide sequences of DNA fragment containing the normal allele and the mutated allele of sickle cell anemia。 normal allele 咧就有3個切位呢度咧，因為要咁樣講噶嘛，係咪？但係 mutated allele 咧呢個位咧就 mutate 咗，所以切唔到，所以得2個切位。咁第一 ，how many restriction sites 即係切位啦 are found in DNA fragment with the normal allele and that with the mutated allele respectively。咁normal allele 就3個切位，呢個mutated allele 就2個切位，都冇乜唔係好難㗎啦，啱晒先至有分。咁第二 ，based on the principle of gel electrophoresis, explain how cutting 2 DNA fragments should shown above would produce different DNA fingerprint patterns in a gel。即 即 cutting of the two DNA fragment 會 produce two DNA fingerprint。咁即係話，如果 cut 嗰個 normal allele 嘅話咧，就有兩條少啲嘅短啲嘅 DNA fragment，跟住咧，如果 cut 嗰個 mutated allele 咧，就剩翻一條長嘅DNA fragment。咁你去到表達起身嘅時候咧，你睇下你點樣講得好啲，就令到喺個最後講到咧，就係 DNA fingerprint 上面個 pattern 係會 different 就得㗎啦。首先 ，after cutting the with restriction enzyme for 嗰個 normal allele 咧就有 two DNA fragment，跟住咧嗰個 mutated allele 就有 one long DNA fragment， 你有呢個意思啊，我就 OK 㗎啦。咁跟住咧 ，as the DNA fragment will migrate to the positive pole of the gel electrophoresis， 咁呢度你講個過程，你就會包埋呢一點㗎啦。就將佢放落個 well 裏邊，跟住喺度 run 咁啊 ，because 你話 DNA is a negatively charged，it will migrate towards the positive pole during gel electrophoresis， 咁啊包埋呢一點㗎啦。咁跟住咧，再繼續講啦 ，shorter length 嗰啲就會 migrate faster，longer length 嗰啲就會 migrate slower， 咁你就又攞埋呢一分啦。咁所以咧，呢4分就唔難攞嘅。第三 ，how many DNA bands would be observed in a DNA fingerprint of a carrier of sickle cell anemia? Explain your answer。咁呢度咧就要你結合埋一啲genetics 裏面所學嘅概念啦，就 carrier 即係 heterozygous 嘅話咧，即係話有呢個 normal 嘅 allele 同時間都有 mutated allele， 咁嘅時候佢就會出現3個 band， 咁啊 three bands。咁啊原因咧就係因為有呢個 normal allele 啦，同埋有 mutated allele 啦，又或者係你話 heterozygous 啦，有兩個 point。如果係我係你嘅話咧，我就會一路講埋落去嘅，即係normal allele 咧就喺上面咧就會有2個 band， 跟住咧 mutated allele 咧只係出到1個 band， 所以加埋就3個 band 啦咁樣。咁咧就希望即係去包晒，就唔會俾機會去扣分啦。咁第4 explain why the gene mutation will result in the production of defective hemoglobin 咁樣。gene mutation production of hemoglobin 咁一定係同嗰個影響咗個 DNA 個 base sequence， 繼而影響嗰個 amino acid 嘅 sequence 嘅排列，再繼而影響嗰個 conformation of the hemoglobin 嘅，即係你要講晒呢啲咁嘅嘢咯。好啦 ，gene mutation will cause a change in the base sequence， 個 base sequence change 咗，就個 change in the triplet code 都會 change。咁你就算你唔講下 change in triplet code 咧，你話 change in the base sequence， 跟住未 change the amino acid sequence， 咁都啱晒㗎啦。咁跟住咧 as a result protein maybe the protein maybe the polypeptide chain may fold into a different shape， forming a protein that lose its function。咁樣有齊晒3分㗎啦。